Warning first, this video is a little bit jarring, but it does have a happy ending.
The annual World Gravy Wrestling Championships, there's a thing apparently, has taken place in the English village of Stacksteads.
These racers don't start with "on your marks," their signal is...
Hey, wives up!
A boy sees a girl. He wants her to marry him, but does he ask? No. He kidnaps her instead.
Whether it's bride kidnapping in Kyrgyzstan or the bride market of Bulgaria, where families sell their virgin teenage offspring, or friends covering you in cinnamon because you're single on your 25th birthday, the world is full of strange and somewhat crazy traditions that go beyond modern-day understanding. In this video, we will explore how indigenous people test their young and some of the crazy competitions from gravy wrestling to mud racing. Finally, we'll delve into the Swamp Soccer World Championships. Stick with us until the end to learn all about the crazy and dangerous vine jumping. Gloucestershire cheese rolling. Rolling individuals, bashing heads, cracking bones. Welcome to the wild world of Gloucestershire cheese rolling in England. A bunch of adventurous souls hurling themselves down a super steep hill, all for the love of cheese. Yep, you heard that right. They're not chasing fame or fortune, they're after a roll of cheese. With a 1-second head start, the cheese sets off a wild chase. It's a scene straight out of a comedy movie, with people tumbling and rolling, risking it all for a taste of victory and a hefty cheese trophy. But hey, it's not just about winning, it's about the thrill, the laughs, and the camaraderie.
It was really good. I don't know if you saw me, but I was super emotional.
Sure, there's a chance of getting a bump or two along the way, but that's all part of the fun. Despite the bumps and bruises, the allure of this eccentric event is just too tempting to resist. Visitors flock from all over for the sheer adrenaline rush and the chance to be part of something truly unique. So ditch the ordinary and chase some cheese glory. Head to Gloucestershire next spring bank holiday for an unforgettable adventure. Just remember, cheese may win the race, but you can win the experience. Wife carrying race. This is the only time you'll wish your wife was fat. It's the wife carrying race where the winning prize is 5 times your wife's weight in cash, plus free beer, of course. Finland has a date night that'll leave you breathless. This isn't your average couples competition, it's a side-splitting, mud-slinging spectacle that tests love, teamwork, and maybe your health insurance. Imagine you are sprinting across a treacherous obstacle course, but you're not clutching a baton, you're carrying your better half hoisted on your shoulders like a glorious human trophy. Piggyback, fireman's carry, even the upside-down human backpack is fair game. The course is no walk in the park. You'll trudge through knee-deep mud pits, leap over hurdles, and brave water hazards that'll leave you soaked. Each slip and stumble tests your bond. Can you keep going without dropping your partner? Here's the kicker. If you do drop them, you're out. So hold on tight, even if it means landing face first in the mud together. Keep prize for the winning couple, beer, and lots of it, equivalent to your partner's weight. It's a reward fit for champions who've conquered the mud and chaos together. Bride kidnapping in Kyrgyzstan. Welcome to Kyrgyzstan, where it doesn't matter if a girl wants to get married. If a boy wants to marry a girl, he doesn't ask her. He just goes ahead and kidnaps her.
That is the story that is playing out across Kyrgyzstan.
In a typical scenario of bride kidnapping, a man along with his friends or family members forcibly abducts a woman, often against her will, with the intention of marrying her. This abduction can occur either in a planned or spontaneous manner and often results in a traumatic and violent experience for the woman involved. While there may be instances of mutual consent between the couple, many cases involve coercion, intimidation, and physical violence. Women who resist abduction often face social stigma and pressure to comply with the marriage, particularly if they are taken to the groom's family home. Bride kidnapping, locally referred to as ala kachu, has been a long-standing tradition, although it's important to note that not all Kyrgyz people practice or condone it. Bride market of Bulgaria.
Are you asking me how much money I am?
It's all about remaining virgin for the girls in Bulgaria, where parents sell their daughters to the highest bidder in the market, ranging from $5,000 to an astonishing $20,000.
Some reports say for one Orthodox Christian clan in Bulgaria, a bride can cost as much as $5,000.
This practice, despite its shocking nature, persists into the 21st century within a European country. During the bride market, families of young women dress them in elaborate traditional clothing and parade them in front of male suitors, who then bid on or negotiate dowries for the brides. Girls are sold for around $7,500 to $20,000. The deal is all about bargaining for the bride's price, with virginity being a big deal. If the girl's a virgin, she fetches a higher price. Dating outside their community is a no-no, and marriages are arranged within it. But this tradition gets a lot of criticism. An expert once said in the New York Times, "The man is buying her virginity, not buying the wife." Many girls drop out of school early because families worry someone else might snatch them away. This leads to more girls being unable to read or write. Reports show that more than half of the girls don't agree with their parents' decision to sell them. Only a few are okay with it. With the internet and phones, girls are starting to hear other opinions and ideas, which might change things in the future. Joshi Festival. There is a festival in Pakistan where if a girl finds a boys and both likes each other, what they do is run away and get married. This is a way to bypass the traditional boring matchmaking process. But this only happened in one community in the north of Pakistan.
Is it true if a girl likes a boy, she run away with him?
Yes, it is true. We run away.
In the beautiful village called Kailash Valley, there's a festival held in this valley called Joshi Festival. It's a colorful festival where people from around the country gather to take part in different celebrations. And matchmaking is one of the main themes of this festival. During this time, young girls and boys come together looking for potential suitors, mostly under the careful watch of the girl's parents. This isn't like the bride market of Bulgaria, but money is involved here as well, in that the boy will bear all the marriage expenses. The festival provides entertainment to the people of the village, with music, traditional dances, and different ceremonies. Family members take part in negotiations to arrange the marriage, forming a bond between the families of the girl and the boy. Cinnamon shower in Denmark. When you turn 25 and you're not yet married, you better not be allergic to cinnamon. If you live in Denmark and your 25th birthday is around, well, I feel sorry for you. Whether you are a boy or girl, being single at your 25th birthday brings cinnamon, and a lot of it. This tradition in Denmark where people throw spices at the single member of their families, but it's not just cinnamon, there is a process involved in all this. They start by throwing some of the spices first, and what they do next is splash you with water, and later they throw more cinnamon, and now that you are wet, it sticks and you are covered with it from head to toe. Well, it does not stop there. They come with all sorts of creativity, where they bombard with eggs before moving on with cinnamon. Being unmarried on your 25th birthday gives people social license to pelt you with cinnamon. However, the level of torture increases on your 30th birthday, where the cinnamon shifts towards pepper. Well, that is something I just made up.
Sorry.
But cinnamon is very, very real. Blackening of the bride in Scotland. And just when you thought I was done making you squirm, here's another unique wedding tradition that will leave you with a wry face. If you're soon to be married and live in Scotland, get ready for something way harsher than the cinnamon shower we just witnessed. This event is called the Blackening of the Bride, but if you think it only happens to brides, you're mistaken. Brides and grooms can get kidnapped anytime near their wedding day. The fun part begins when the couple has to face anything from flour and treacle to custard and soot, all used to make sure the bride and groom are as dirty as possible before they are coated in feathers. After the fun part is over, friends tie them up and leave them for the parents of the couple to find them all covered with food and stinking, being covered with soot, feathers, rotten eggs, curdled milk, tar, flour, etc., and then parading for all to see helps the bride and groom come to a realization that they can face any obstacle that life may throw at them as long as they go through it together. This is said to bring good luck to the couple, but that seems like someone just made that up to have a little fun. This culture is usually found in the rural areas of northeast Scotland, the Highlands, and the Northern Isles. Coming of age in Brazil. Being a man is not easy. Don't believe me? Ask indigenous boys who had to endure torture to prove they had become men and were ready to face any hurdle in their way. Indigenous people in Brazil test their young, who are around the age of 13, with a very painful trial to determine if they are ready for adulthood. Now, if you haven't heard about the bullet ant, let me tell you, these ants are no joke. If you've ever been stung by a bee, then you know the pain. But get this, the bite of a bullet ant is 30 times worse than that of a bee. They collect these ants in leaf-made gloves, and when they have gathered around 100 ants, it's time to put their hands in those gloves filled with angry bullet ants for a straight 10 minutes. The pain they feel is the test of their courage and proof of their manhood. And this isn't a one-time trial. They have to go through it again and again for almost 20 times throughout their lifetime. Tribe elders say that by enduring this pain, boys are forced to confront their worst fears and develop strength and courage to lead and represent the people of their clan.
My hands feel like they've been stabbed by hundreds of burning hot needles.
It is the start of the challenges they will face as warriors and leaders of their tribe in the future. The ceremony also serves as a powerful bonding experience, forging a sense of unity and shared struggle among the young men. Wet Monday in Slovakia. Waking up all wet on Easter Monday is norm for Slovakian single girls. Easter is about hiding chocolate eggs and bunnies and finding it for sweet treats, but not in Slovakia. For Slovakian boys to get sweet treats, they must find a girl, either their sister, cousin, friend, or mostly the girl they have crush on, to spash her with ice-cold water and later whip her with handmade whips. And after doing all this, now is the time for that poor girl to give sweet treat to the boys. Armed with buckets, water guns, and even hoses, the men take this tradition seriously, splashing and whipping the women to symbolize youth and strength for the upcoming spring. But it's not all soaked clothes and wet hair. There's a reward for the drenched damsels. They get dyed eggs, ribbons for the whip, and even coins, adding a fun twist to the day. Despite the soggy shenanigans, women embrace the tradition, turning it into a playful competition, bragging about the number of visits they receive. And while some may hide from the water warriors, others relish the excitement of the day. In the end, whether it's about health or just good old-fashioned fun, Easter Monday's water wars bring a splash of tradition and laughter to Slovakia. Swamp Soccer World Championships. Football is all about fun and goals, whether you're a Messi fan or admire Ronaldo. At the end of the day, we all love football, don't we? Here in Finland, people have made slight changes to the football field. Perhaps someone forgot to turn off the tap, and now it's all muddy out here. Well, jokes aside, this is shaping up to be one of the best soccer World Cups you'll see. Swamp soccer is no ordinary sport. It's a muddy battleground where teams from around the world converge in Hiirinsalmi, Finland. The event's growing international appeal is evident with the increasing number of participating teams. The playing field, a patch of swamp marked by a white boundary line, is as unpredictable as it gets. Some areas are relatively dry, while others force players to slog through waist-deep mud, losing shoes along the way. That sport brings together almost 2,000 players on roughly 200 teams. This quirky competition has exploded in popularity since it started in 1998, attracting international teams for a fun and challenging battle in the swamp. Spectators enjoy the unique spectacle, cheering on the teams as they navigate the tricky terrain. Swamp soccer shows that no matter the conditions, the love for the game shines through. Hair freezing contest in Yukon, Canada. In the heart of Yukon's frigid winter, a wacky competition heats things up. literally and figuratively. Imagine yourself in the Canada, where temperatures plunge to a bone-chilling 30 below zero. But instead of bundling up like a mummy, you're taking a dip in steaming hot springs. Why? Because you're participating in the wacky and wonderful Yukon hair freezing contest. When the air is 40 below zero, that is when you get the chance to be more creative. This annual competition is a bizarre blend of art, science, and sheer amusement. Participants take advantage of the Yukon's frigid winter by transforming their hair into outrageous frozen sculptures. The idea is simple. Dunk your head in the toasty hot springs, then step out into the biting air. As the water rapidly freezes, you style your hair into crazy spikes, Frosty the Snowman beards, or even elaborate braids. It's not just about who can withstand the cold the longest. The contest is judged on creativity, with categories like Most Creative, Best Man, and Best Group. The winner of each category receives a $2,000 cash prize. People have come up with all sorts of amazing frozen hairstyles, from Viking horns to feathery wings. But don't worry, having your hair frozen solid isn't damaging. The contest organizers assure participants that the icy styling is temporary and won't harm your locks. Plus, with the hot springs nearby, you can always warm up after your photo shoot. The Battle of Rockets in Greece. On a Greek island called Chios, Easter gets a fiery twist. Every year, on Easter Saturday night, a village called Vrontados throws a wild party. Instead of fireworks, they have a rocket war. Two churches, Agios Markos and Panagia Erythiani, become friendly rivals. They spend all year building thousands of crazy rockets, not your sparkler kind, but powerful ones made of wood and explosives. At midnight, the sky explodes with a dazzling and a little scary light show as each church tries to hit the other's bell tower with their rockets. No one knows exactly how this tradition started, but it might go back to the Ottoman times. Back then, some say they even used real cannons. Today, this unique rocket war is a big hit with tourists and brings lots of money to the island. Battle of the Oranges in Italy. In Italy's town of Ivrea, they end their carnival in a quirky way, a giant food fight. But instead of cake or pizza, they hurl oranges. For 3 days leading up to a special Tuesday, folks dress up as heroes and pretend to battle villains riding fancy horse cars by tossing heaps of oranges. It's messy, but everyone wears some protection, and getting hit with an orange is actually pretty fun. The Battle of the Oranges tradition honors Violetta, a brave girl from local legend who stood up to a cruel ruler mistreating the townsfolk. The oranges represent what people might have thrown at the ruler, like rocks. So every year, they have this massive orange fight to remember Violetta's courage and celebrate standing up for what's right. Caber tossing in Scotland. Imagine a massive telephone pole made of wood, but instead of wires, it's called a caber and can weigh as much as a full-grown person, up to 150 pounds. Don't worry, these aren't just any throws. Kilted athletes, like warriors for a day, take on the challenge. They hoist the hefty caber, balance it carefully on their shoulder, and then with a powerful heave, launch it into the air. But here's the twist. They're not aiming for distance, but for a spectacular end-over-end flip. The goal is to land the caber perfectly, with the smaller end pointing away from the thrower. It's a true test of strength, but also requires finesse and timing. Watching these athletes flip these giant logs with such precision and power is a guaranteed highlight of any Highland Games, making the caber toss a crowd-pleasing and unforgettable event. Running of the Bulls in Spain. Every July, the Pamplona in Spain explodes with a crazy bull-filled event called the Running of the Bulls. It's the heart-pounding highlight of the week-long San Fermin festival, and let's just say it's not for the faint of heart. Here's the deal. imagine a bunch of angry bulls snorting and charging down narrow streets. Now picture hundreds of people in white and red clothes trying to outrun them. It's a super short race, like a crazy dash for survival. Sometimes the bulls catch up, and things get, well, a little bumpy. People can get thrown around like rag dolls. Nobody knows exactly why they started running with bulls, but today it's a wild tradition that gets everyone's heart racing. There's a chance of getting hurt, for sure, but some folks think that adds to the thrill. Gravy Wrestling Championships. The Gravy Wrestling Championships. This isn't your grandma's gravy boat, though. Wrestlers, dressed in outrageous costumes like pirates or superheroes, battle it out for wrestling glory. While slipping, sliding, and splashing around in a pool of specially made gravy, it's not just about takedowns and pins. Points are also awarded for the most creative costume and funniest moves. So the winner might be the guy who wrestles like a pro while dressed as a giant potato, or the lady who cracks everyone up with her epic gravy belly flop. This light-hearted competition is all about laughs and raising money for charity. Spectators come from miles around to cheer on the gravy gladiators and witness the hilarious, sometimes messy, spectacle. Vine jumping at Pentecost Island. Bungee jumping with a twist, vines instead of cords. That's the hair-raising tradition of vine jumping on Pentecost Island. Every April and May, coinciding with the yam harvest, young men take part in this daredevil ritual. The challenge? Climbing up to 100-foot wooden towers and leaping off with only thick jungle vines tied to their ankles. These vines act as a natural bungee cord. Ideally stretching and then snapping back to bring the jumper safely up just before hitting the ground. A smooth landing is the goal, but sometimes things get a bit rough. More than just a thrill ride, vine jumping is a rite of passage for young men, symbolizing their courage and transition into adulthood. Today, it's also a major tourist draw. While you might not be jumping yourself, witnessing this death-defying display offers a unique glimpse into the traditions and bravery of the Vanuatu people. Cotswold Shin kicking. The charming Cotswolds region of England hides a surprisingly brutal tradition, the Cotswold Shin Kicking Championships. Don't be fooled by the rolling hills and quaint villages. This annual event is a no-holds-barred test of leg strength and pain tolerance. Imagine a face-off where punches are replaced with bone-jarring kicks. That's shin kicking. Competitors clad in traditional white smocks lace up their boots and get ready for battle. There are minimal rules. Matches are best of 3, with competitors grabbing shoulders for balance, and kicks are strictly aimed at the shins. Throws only score points if a leg is raised to connect with the opponent's shin. Ouch! While straw padding offers some protection, these kicks are no joke. Today, the Cotswold Shin Kicking Championships are a star attraction at the Robert Dover's Cotswold Olympic Games, a quirky revival of old-fashioned sports. Bog Snorkeling of Wales. Every August bank holiday, this tiny Welsh town hosts a mucktastic event where competitors snorkel through a 55-meter trench cut in a peat bog. Forget crystal-clear waters and tropical fish. Here, it's all about navigating murky depths and thick sludge using only flippers. No swimming strokes allowed. Dating back to the 1980s, this quirky tradition has gained global fame, attracting participants from around the world. Despite the challenging conditions, the atmosphere is lively, filled with cheers and laughter as competitors tackle the boggy course. While the title of World Bog Snorkeling Champion is prestigious, the real reward is the camaraderie and sheer fun of the event. Mud races in Netherlands. The Netherlands offers more than just tulips and windmills. It's home to the gloriously messy Mud Masters obstacle course race. Held annually in various locations across the country, this event is a true test of strength, agility, and maybe even your gag reflex. Picture a muddy obstacle wonderland. scaling slippery walls, diving into mud pits, and trudging through knee-deep muck. They call these mud races, and even newcomers to America have participated. It's awesome. I'm having a blast just watching. But check out some of the obstacles the racers endure. Swimming in ice-chilled water, navigating smoke-filled tunnels, and yes, even braving live electrical wires, getting shocked along the way. Danger signs are everywhere, and for good reason. So, while Mudmasters offers a unique and adventurous way to experience the Netherlands, it's definitely not for the faint of heart.
This guy jumped into a pond of muddy water. He never came up.
Be prepared to get filthy, have a blast, and emerge a true mud champion, at least for the day. But only if you're up for the challenge. That's it for today, and we hope you enjoyed the video. Which one of these you enjoyed the most and why? Let us know your answers in the comments below, and subscribe to your top 10s for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.